Hi guys, welcome to MasterView Portals. My name is Aldo and I will be showing you guys around. Okay, so now I would like to talk about our document generator. And this is basically how we can make custom contracts and such that automatically takes the information from what you have inputted into MasterView Portals and it'll put it into a document that you have prepared. So first we got to talk about how to set it up. So we're back here in the admin panel and we basically are talking, actually we'll go back to projects. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this client document section that are in a couple different tabs. And basically what it is you create a document and it autofills the data where you tell it to using the macros that is specified in our documentation page. So to set it up, we first need to set up a different types of documents that you as a workspace offer. So normally that is over here in the document templates. This is where you can upload the template, but we need to create a group. So for that, we'll go into this workspace setup. We'll come over here to document groups. And let's say we want to make a template for a contract, pretty generic name. And now if we come over here to documents, we'll refresh. We have this template kind of folder or like group or bucket that will contain our contract template. Now if we come back to the projects, go to John, and if we're like pretending we're getting ready to generate a document, when you want to select a document template, we also have to allow permissions. So if we come over to workspace setup, as you saw, there are many different places where you have this this client documents component. You have one over here in activity. I believe there's one, over here in lookbook. There's one in contract builder down here at the bottom. So this is basically set up for ultimate customization. So let's say if you want to give somebody access to activity tab, but let's say only limited access to the payments tab, you don't want them to be able to generate a certain type of document within each tab, So we'll come back here to the admin panel and we made the document group and now we have to configure it. So we'll say that in the activity tab, we want you to allow the contract template. We'll save those changes. And you can see that in any of these other ones, it's not allowed in Lookbook or Contract Builder, none of that. So if we come over here back to Projects, go to John, to Activity, we can now select the contract template. And if we come over here to Payments, you do not have Contract as an option. So we will come over here to Activity, and sweet, so now this is set up. Now we need to make a template. So let's go do that. Okay, so now we will look at this documentation that is just at masterviewportals.com. You'll come over here to tutorials, this doc generator guide. This will tell you everything you need to know about what macros we offer. And a macro is basically just a placeholder that you'll put in the template that will be autofilled with data from the project that you select that you want. So if we look at this example that I have, we can see right here that the macros are denoted by squiggly brackets. So right here we're basically saying, okay, instead of this, input the name of the client from that project, right? And we can go on here and we can see the email, the client phone number. We could put the assigned staff name, assigned staff email, all of this information into this template. And this is the beautiful thing, is that you can fully customize this template. You could put an image up here if you want, right here. You can, let's say the client name, you want it to be in orange letters, then paint this orange. Whatever format this macro's in, that is the format that it's going to come out of. So if you make this bold, whatever's going to be replaced in that information is also going to be bold. Stuff like that. And this is a very simple one. You can do a lot more complicated. Also, make sure that the file type is docx when we're uploading it to the MasterView portals. Okay, if you're using Google Drive and you're using Google Docs, you can export as a docx. So make sure it's exported as a docx, okay? So now that we have a basic, template, let's go and input this into the portal. So if we go back, okay, now that we're back in our workspace, we can upload that template. So over here to document templates, I'm going to just upload this. I don't think you can see this fully, but let's see. What you can see is that we uploaded the docx, and it's right here for the contract. So whenever we generate a document from the contract template, it'll use this template, okay? And here you can download the template if you want to see it, and you can upload it and you can just delete it, all that type of stuff. So now if we come over here to projects, and let's generate a document. Let's come over here. We will create a contract, and we got to give it a name, and let's say contract 1. And you can see here that there's an option to do a change order. If we want to select a specific change order, this does not apply to us right now because we are not using any macros that use change orders, okay? There's certain macros that use specific change orders details, and this is where you'll input a specific change order that you want to use the details from. So now that we're ready, we'll click generate. It's gonna give it a little bit. It's generating a document based on that contract, and now you have it here. Now let's take a look at what it did. So this is the template that we did, that we used, and let's see if I can, and this is the contract that it made. So we can see that it replaced all the macros with the information from what was on MasterView portals, and in the format, just as I said. So if we colored this macro orange, it pasted the information in orange. We made this macro bold, pasted it in bold format, and all of this is just it's instant. You know, there's so much you could do. You could list the entire quote on there. You could do payment stuff. All of this is available, fully customizable. You can, as I might have already said earlier, you can add your company image right here. All of that is right there, easy to do. And now if we come back to MasterView portals, we can see that generated documents are right here, and you can set certain generated documents active. This is just organizational. This is saying, okay, this is a contract that we're actually using, and we can like filter by just showing the active ones. So if let's say this one was not active, it didn't show up. And yeah, so it automatically generates those templates. And if you want to put in a different template, you could remove this and upload a different one. Okay, so if we take a look at the guide, we can see these are all the different macros that we offer. I would highly recommend looking at this and seeing everything that you can do. We do have a couple different types of macros. There's a regular macro, there's a compound macro, and there's a conditional macro. And read through it. Basically, compound macro just means that there's like multiple macros that go within that one macro group, in a sense. So we're basically saying, for example, right here, that in the labor macro, you have a labor quantity and a labor title. And all of that is explained very well in this page. So let's take a look at it and let's see what type of great contracts that you can generate with this. And don't forget, you can fully customize it. And don't forget that it has to be uploaded in docx format only. And it will generate a docx format back. Okay? Sounds good. Good luck.